Welcome, this is Wales in the Movies, and last night I went to see a movie called Phantom of the Open. It's not set in Wales, but it is directed by a young fella called Craig Roberts, who I'm going to talk about gushingly, I suppose you could say, right now. So the first time I came across Craig Roberts was back in 2010 when he starred in Richard Ayoade's adaptation of the Joe Dunthorne novel Submarine. Since then, he hasn't really appeared as a star in that many films, I think a few bits of TV here and there, but what he has done is to go on to become a film director, which, without wishing to patronise the chap, at his age, is pretty impressive. And, well, let's talk about him. So, his first film as director was 2016, I think it was called Just Jim. It starred himself and Emile Hirsch, the guy from... what's it called? Into the Wild, which I thought was pretty impressive, as this guy, Craig Roberts, seemed to have an understanding of how to sell himself, how to fund his films, how to get stars in his films. I like Just Jim very much. It's a little bit weird, but shows a confidence, a supreme confidence from a young director with quite a distinct experimental style. His next film was called Eternal Beauty. This was just a couple of years ago. Bit of a step up in terms of ambition. Sally Hawkins, who starred with him in Submarine, and David Thewlis, amongst others. To my shame, not my eternal shame, but to my shame, I still haven't seen Eternal Beauty. Sorry all. I think I was a bit annoyed that it was another Film Cymru Wales funded film, which wasn't set in Wales, despite using loads of our talent. So yeah, I think for various reasons, I just haven't seen Eternal Beauty yet. But Phantom of the Open, right. I only heard about this movie because it flashed up on my app for the Cineworld cinemas, of which I'm a member of their unlimited scheme. Last night they showed the film to its unlimited members, so I've seen it about 2 weeks in advance. It stars Mark Rylance, yeah, Sally Hawkins, again, Mark Lewis-Jones and Rhys Ifans are probably your biggest players. And I loved it. Oh, my voice broke a little bit then. What you've got in Phantom of the Open, I'm not going to go over the synopsis for you, but what you've got is a film with lots of Hollywood, you could say, with lots of genre convention on which to build. It's kind of a sporting underdog comedy drama. Think of, bits of Happy Gilmore, bits of Rocky, yeah, stuff like that. Maybe even bits of films like The Wedding Singer. And it also reminded me, in not such a good way, of a Welsh film, or a film with a solid Welsh connection from 2010. But what you've got with Phantom of the Open is an utterly charming and pretty captivating rags to riches story, which I think, and well done to Craig Roberts' agent, which I think is the perfect vehicle for Craig's style and confidence. You've got a very good marriage here of an experimental, visionary, ambitious, and energetic young director mixed with genre convention, and I love that because I'm a film goer who wants to be in the hands of competent storytellers who aren't being too experimental with my time, which is what we're talking about. And I think what you got from Phantom of the Open is a near perfect gel of those two elements. Experimental, brave young director with genre convention in the script. The film is touching. It's pretty damn hilarious. You could feel the comedic tension and the love in the audience at the cinema I was in last night. I don't say these things lightly. It's got Welsh references in it, so it's not set in Wales, of course, but Craig Roberts has clearly developed a kind of affinity for putting Wales in the movies, which is why I'm talking about it even more tonight on a video, is because, this guy, he's kind of our great Welsh hope, don't you think? I can't think of an up-and-coming creative talent in Wales at the moment who's more exciting than Craig Roberts. And what I'd like to see is for him to really get involved and do a bit of, something that's really, really Welsh-like, something historical, maybe a comedy, something where he can bring this talent that he's clearly got for putting an enticing stars, genuine bona fide stars, into his film. So Craig, I was about getting something really Welsh made. Until then, I'm just going to say that, yeah, there was a Welsh film, or a film with a solid Welsh connection from back in 2010, which should have been a bit more like this. The film I'm talking about, I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to slag it off, but it was such a letdown, considering the themes of the story and all the potential that story had. I found it was a major letdown. This movie does feature a lot of the same kind of aesthetic and some of the same techniques, but it's just so much more focused, so much more dependent in a good way on its genre and them genre conventions. It's called Phantom of the Open. It's only 105 minutes long, so again, it doesn't try and take the piss out of your time by taking up 3 of your hours. It's like 100 minutes, less than 2 hours. Great cast, international famous bona fide movie star cast, period setting, genuinely touching, proper hilarious. Phantom of the Open, Craig Roberts is fucking brilliant, and I want him to come on this channel and chat to you and me about Wales, about making films, and just, you know, how you do it. Anyway, this is Wales in the Movies. Go and watch Phantom of the Open and, you know, subscribe and all that caper. Nice one. Ta-da.